Hi everyone, Chronicles here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're joining this channel for the first time, I do a lot of fragrance reviews, but I do throw in some lifestyle content in form of vlogs. So this is a very exciting channel, guys. You won't be disappointed. If that sounds like something you are interested in, please do consider subscribing. I would appreciate you becoming part of the family. And to my returning subscribers and supporters, thank you so much, guys, for always rooting for me. I appreciate you as always. Kindly give me a follow on Instagram. I go by the name CeeChronicles there. Now, as you've seen on the thumbnail, today we are talking about Lattafa's Ansaam Silver. I have obviously unboxed this, so it's not a first impressions, and I am not being sponsored by Lattafa. I purchased this fragrance with my own coins. So this is how it looks like, the packaging itself. I am gonna take it out. It's a slide out box, and then it has the usual pamphlet, and that is the fragrance. So this is the bottle. Let's take it out. And yeah, this is how the bottle looks like. It is a very heavy bottle. Okay, so we are going to spray this, and I'm going to spray it on my arm. Reason being that in as much as I feel it's masculine, it is wearable to me. I've been testing it on my skin as well as on my clothes. So that's how it sprays. That's the atomizer, which is not bad. Now, as it dries down, let me just say, or rather as it dries, not as it dries down. Let me just say, if you are trying to catch up on some of my reviews, you can go on my playlist on my homepage. You will see I have grouped everything together there for ease of reference. So if you check out my homepage and you go under my playlist, you will see the dupes, you will see the designers, you will see the story times and that sort of thing. So it makes it easier for you to find some of these videos, because I always have people asking me about certain videos that I've already done. So this is Lattafa's Ansaam Silver of their Lattafa Pride collection. At the top it has cardamom and some bergamot, and then in the mid it's lavender and divana. And the base of this fragrance is vanilla, patchouli, and amber. It opens up with that refreshing bergamot and like a floral nuance. It's like the bergamot is carrying something floral, or it's giving wafts of something that feels floral. But do bear in mind that, like I said, this is a masculine leaning scent to my nose than it is feminine. So when I say florals, gentlemen, don't get deterred that maybe this is going to be like a feminine, or it's going to lean more closer to a feminine fragrance. And then there's a touch of that spicy cardamom. I actually enjoy this fragrance, but the spicy cardamom is also gonna depend on your nose. For some, it might translate as though it's a green earthy cardamom, but I get some spiciness there. So yeah, there is that bergamot at the top, and it ties down with that cardamom, and it feels a lot spicy, a little bit fresh. Yeah, a little bit fresh there. But overall, let me say this is a gentle masculine fragrance. It's not going to be one that is like your typical Lattafa. A very beautiful cardamom, I must say. It does have like an addictive nature to it. The ratio for this, I would say 70% masculine and 30% feminine, because it's got like a gentle lavender there. There's a very like a gentle, beautiful lavender and a tea like divana. So there is something in this fragrance that reminds me of tea, and it's in a beautiful way. Okay, so definitely something that both men and women are going to appreciate. But why I've had to point it out that it's going to be 70% masculine is, if you are gifting it or you're buying it as a blind buy, you should expect some wafts of what you get from masculine scents out there. Dries down to an earthy patchouli and vanilla, so that is what rounds it off. This is not going to give you syrupy sweet, but it is in the sweet family, so you are to expect a rather spicy, a little bit of a soapiness there, aromatic, a tea like feel to it, quite crisp as well, and something that feels a bit sour there. So another impressive one from Lattafa Ansaam Silver is definitely something that I think I like. I'll say I think because it's been in my collection for about 2 weeks, so I've been giving it a test run. I'm going to try and test it in different weather and all. What I have done is I've tested it in the hot weather, and let me point out again that this actually smells so beautiful on my skin than it does on the clothes. I don't know why. It will be kept under the fresh fragrances, but not necessarily turning into a freshie because of that bergamot at the top. So yes, the DNA to my nose is not exactly mind-blowing, although it's beautifully done. But I'm not getting like an, oh my God, I've never smelled this in my life before. But I'm pretty sure the gents out there, once it gets into circulation and a lot of people get their hands on it, are obviously going to pin it down to something. Another thing is it could very well be Lattafa's own. I mean, who's to say that everything that they put out there is a dupe? But I'm just saying maybe the gentlemen out there will pin it down to, or I think Lattafa used this kind of scent profile to create Ansaam Silver, but it's not something that I can tell you outright, because nothing comes to mind except, of course, for the fact that it is just like your beautiful kind of soapy scent, but gorgeous. So yeah, that's what I had to say about Ansaam Silver for you. The one that I'm on the hunt for is Ansaam Gold. I've had a couple of subscribers come to my channel here telling me the ones that have gotten their hands on are saying that it feels like a soapy take to Love Don't Be Shy. It could be that that is what it is, because for some reason that one seems to be hard to find. Where I buy my fragrances, like this one I bought from SA Cash and Carry, they usually stock literally everything, but they couldn't get their hands on that one, so it could very well be along them lines. If I can't find it in full size, maybe I'll have to try a tester out there, but the people that have smelt it, or the few subscribers or people that come to my channel that have smelt it, seem to suggest that it does seem to have some sort of inspiration or is inspired by Love Don't Be Shy. This is not. If you are planning on gifting somebody this fragrance and they are and you buy it as a blind buy, just to avoid disappointments, you've got to know that it does have that masculine DNA, and it does feel as though it is, of course, created for the men out there than it is for the women, although it is wearable to women. Longevity on the skin, this fragrance gave me 5 hours. On the clothes, not so much, because I did not try that much on the clothes. I have a tendency of, I will spray a fragrance on my arm, and because either I can just keep on sniffing it like this, or I can always have wafts off and I can tell the exact longevity of the fragrance. I got about 5 hours from this, woke up to something that felt like it was still there, but I'm not going to keep it as a beastly fragrance. So this is one that you may either have to overspray or reapply, but the scent profile and the DNA itself is stunning. I think the Lattafa Pride collection has been made in such a way that it appeals to the masses, and it does to people that prefer Middle Eastern, because the ones that I'm finding, most of the ones that I'm finding from the Lattafa Pride collection seem to have like that Western DNA, where most people are just going to, or most people will not have problems with them. I personally thought Lattafa Pride would mean that these are fragrances that are exclusively their creations, but I'm pretty sure you've seen from a couple of videos people likening the Lattafa Pride picks or the Lattafa Pride fragrances to a couple of fragrances that they've already smelled before. So it maybe is coming across to me as the Lattafa Pride seems to be catering more for people that prefer like the Western kind of fragrances, the way they're made. There isn't like a crazy spice in here. I'm not getting that. And there is no oud, which is the order of the day. In most cases with Lattafa, there is no oud in here. So there you have it, guys. I had Ansaam Silver for you. It sits in this gorgeous, let me just put it back. Lattafa is doing the most, guys, when it comes to packaging. I'm telling you, this is how it sits. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to stock a lot of fragrances or keep a lot of fragrances like this, because this takes up a lot of space. But kudos to the effort that they put on, just the packaging, and as well, the fragrance as well is not disappointing. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. CeeChronicles is my name. Let's meet in the comment section where we can discuss more about fragrances in general. Is this a fragrance that you own? Were you curious about it? I will definitely bring you what it is duping as soon as I can, affirm that it does dupe, or it is duping something, if it is. Because what I do is, if I get a lead that this smells like a certain perfume, I will literally take a drive and go and look for that fragrance and try to do a side-by-side comparison before I tell you what it is duping. Thank you so much for joining me today. Like this video if you like it, and turn on post notifications. That way you will be notified anytime I upload a video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and remember, smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.